I think I'm gonna be sick. No! I just stepped in a dead man's blood. And I think one of the flies landed on my mouth. If you're going into the apartments, do not go into the lower one on the right. That's where the body is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go contemplate a hot shower.
Contemplate a hot shower. Do not go to the bottom one on the right. That's where the dead body is. So let's go there.
Even Stellar Bay ain't safe these days. What's the world coming to?
Not much I can do for this guy.
You love me. You really love me.
Oh, hey Tippy, what are you doing up so late? I didn't figure you'd be up. Yeah, it's been a long week. I haven't felt much like playing. Kind of gone down a political rabbit hole. Watching, you know, election coverage stuff from channels I didn't watch the night before, and yeah, it's been a long week. How are you doing tonight? Who won? Did Tyson whip his ass, or did Tyson get beat? I would assume Tyson whipped his ass.
Whatever you do, don't mention Tossball to Isaac. You'll never hear the end of it.
You know, I haven't seen him in a while.
If you'd gotten stuck in an hour-long rant about mostly colonists, you'd be thankful.
Oh.
Staying long?
Think it was a setup? Think he was designed to, was this a publicity stunt, or what?
Why so serious?
You startled me. Don't sneak up on a person like that, huh?
I don't even remember what I'm supposed to be doing. Do you remember what I'm supposed to be doing? I see a little green dot right there, but I don't remember why I'm going there. Oh, to see Sanjay or whatever, that's right.
You should know you're getting excellent reviews from across the company.
If you have a question
What can
or
we
a
do for you?
suggestion, let me know. I don't bite hard.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a publicity stunt as well. I didn't think it was going to be an full-on real boxing match. That's kind of why I didn't watch it, but it sucks that they made Tyson a scapegoat. You know, you would thought that being as big as he is, you know, but Jake Paul's pretty big too. Well, I'm sure he did. Shit, I'd fight too for 20 million.
You weren't supposed to look. I asked you to delete it. Oh, yes. No doubt someone else was having a laugh at my expense before you. This has been my albatross.
His
Great
albatross.
shame of my career.
Great shame.
I give MSI everything. My work, my youth, my left kidney, and for years, I was a joke to them. One of the executives required a transplant.
He's lucky they didn't want a liver or a heart.
I thought volunteering to donate might improve my prospects. Apparently not. Yeah, in charge of a scrap heap of a city, abandoned by the board and surviving only through the hypocrisy of our trading partners.
Yeah. I watched a few of his training videos, and it looked like he was going pretty damn hard. I mean, he was throwing bombs to the sparring partner. I just can't believe that he went only 2 rounds hard and then he kind of let up. That seems a little bit sketchy to me, but you know, to each their own.
I hadn't thought of it that way. But perhaps there's something to that. Thank you for that. Was there something else? Oh, yes. I'm going to be up all night with this. All those blanks waiting to be filled, boxes waiting to be ticked.
Try to control yourself, sir.
Have you any idea how
Yeah, I
powerful
mean,
this is?
You know,
Corporations have been toppled
Jake
with
Paul's
less.
a great fighter, and he's, you know, he's a pretty big dude too. But you know, I watched, like I said, I watched some of the Tyson training videos, and he was going hard. I mean, he was throwing literal bombs to the sparring partner and the trainers, and I just can't believe you're telling me he only went for really hard for 2 rounds. That just seems like a pretty sketchy thing to do. Hi, Irish Whiskey. How you doing tonight? Yeah. He's still a boss though.
What a question! Bureaucratic micromanagement is the only way anything gets done in Halcyon, and proper documentation is a key part of that. For our part, a bill of liquidation/transfer Form 52 will protect our holdings on Monarch by temporarily assigning them to a pass-through entity once we drop our bomb on the board. Sort of. Really, we're just going to blackmail them into offering us a seat at the table.
But really, whatever gets you excited about the idea, it's definitely a firm middle finger.
A firm middle finger. So it's a firm middle finger.
That's what I like to hear. I have reason to believe that one of the other corporations is operating on Monarch, illegally and in secret.
Those bastards. Leave us to our perils, then come back just to reap what they can.
If we can find proof, I can use that as leverage to encourage certain powers that be to accept our Bolt 52 and reinstate us on the
Oh,
board.
me neither.
If someone is operating here, then Catherine's almost certainly supplying them out of Fallbrook. Perhaps she could be convinced to tell you where they are.
Huh.
Already? If only the rest of the colony operated as efficiently as you. Imagine what a different state we'd be in. Hmm?
Yes, totally.
I'll complete the Bolt 52 in no time. I dare say it'll be my second greatest achievement after the reformations.
You're getting ahead of yourself again.
So I am. Do you have this cartridge? I'm working on a plan to reorganize the board. Slowly, peacefully, and with meticulous documentation.
You are? You could do a lot of good around here, you know. Don't go getting my hopes up.
But that's entirely the point. We've got to hope. We have got to partake once more of the full resources and opportunities of Halcyon.
What about the folks out in the wilderness? Amber Heights, Fallbrook. Will you share with them, or will you hoard those resources here?
My sincerest hope is for MSI to become a model for all of
No,
Halcyon.
I'm not tired.
But we must start somewhere.
Like I said, it's been
But
it's been a
truly, I
truly
am
long
getting
week
ahead
for
of
me.
myself. First, I need to submit the Bolt 52. With that data you're holding, of course. I knew there was something going on. This is exactly the proof we need. The board will have to welcome us
How
back
about
now.
you? You tired?
I'll transmit this data along with the completed Bolt 52 right away. After that, we'll sit back and quietly wait for the board to respond.
Yeah.
That means no more broadcasts from us.
Then it's good that I keep such meticulous notes. I've asked myself the same thing many times, especially seeing as the legal mechanisms we employed were part of the board's own bylaws.
So, you mean you cheated? You mean that you initiated your own removal from the board?
Not intentionally, though that's technically true. For many years, this planet was home to as many corporations as Terra 2. But back then, it was known as Terra 1. As you may have noticed, this planet has more than its share of hazards.
That ain't fair. They didn't leave on account of the hazards. They left on account of their cowardice. The hazards just gave them a reason to put to paper.
Sharp as ever, Nyoka. And as the other corporations began to tally their losses, they decided to pull out.
Oh, Orion's over at his dad's, huh? So how come you guys didn't go shopping the other day to get the Thanksgiving stuff? I thought we were trying to get it early so you could have a good selection.
Our leadership at the time certainly wanted to. But there were others of us who saw an opportunity. The chance to improve working hours and conditions, to reform MSI from the ground up. Ah, so you've heard about our prior acquaintance.
Oh, okay.
I suppose you're right. Graham's always had a way with words. Strange as it may seem, I suspect he'd have quite the corporate career if he weren't so radical.
Radical.
Graham seemed like a reasonable man years ago. We both agreed that MSI's treatment of its workers was untenable. I thought reforms would be enough. I didn't realize you wanted to abolish the corporate system entirely. Reforms are humane, but they're also good business sense. Exhausted, sick, and malnourished
Smash
workers
the
are
like
not
button multiple
productive
times and
workers.
give me a
Even
follow.
a cursory review of the data bears that out. Anyway, we
Well, that
learned of a
makes sense,
loophole in
I
the
guess.
corporate bylaws that would allow MSI to claim ownership of the entire planet once the other corporations pulled out, creating the perfect environment for us to enact these new reforms. That's what I thought. But the senior executives laughed in our faces and insisted we'd be relocating to Terra 2 along with everyone else. In a manner of speaking, many of us stayed behind in an act of quiet but firm defiance. As the most senior executive remaining, I ended up in charge of what was left of MSI.
Must have pissed off some real big suits to get stuck with that.
On the contrary, I wrote lots of very important reports on behalf of top MSI officials before I was able to achieve this position. I moved forward with our planned reforms as well as our strategy to assume ownership of the planet. Yet not long after I renamed it Monarch, the other corporations dislodged us from the board and began an official campaign to paint us as lawless savages. I don't know. Everything we did was legal and above board. We followed their rules, and yet they still found reasons to declare us outlaws. I do think there's something useful in a governing body like the board. Something that keeps us from anarchy, but I dearly wish it functioned differently.
Yes.
Why so serious?
They own nearly all the resources and infrastructure.
That'd go a long way towards rebuilding
Hey,
If you can't beat him, might as well join him and reach into their pockets.
how's your mama
To
doing?
be on the board is to be part of the colonial community, and being cut off means slow strangulation. I'm not a man to put pride before progress. If membership on the board can ease our hardships and provide us with opportunities, then that's the path I mean to pursue. Besides, I'm hopeful that additional leverage on our part will allow
Is
us
she
a
back
more
home or is she
equitable
in the
relationship.
hospital?
Indeed. I've discovered it's much easier to negotiate from a position of power. And I don't mean to leave MSI or its people at a disadvantage. My hope is to maintain the reforms we've managed here, and who knows? Perhaps once we're restored, we could spread them to other corporations. What can I do for you? I see. And was his delivery of the MSI authorized greeting up to snuff? Well, that's excellent. I'll see that your feedback makes it into his review. What else can I do for you?
Laws. Can a man enjoy the smooth menthol flavor of a Stogie Slim in peace?
Jesus. So much for universal health care, huh? That's kind of fucked up. Bypass surgery on his heart and they send him home on a subway? Yeah, that's kind of fucked.
What I am doing, ma'am, is enjoying the moment. It's so rare that I can seize one apart from the jabbering masses of this wretched place. This law's forgotten town. Cut off from the rest of the colony. Removed from any culture. I recall when Stellar Bay was a proper board-affiliated town with regular shipments of Auntie Cleo's best and all the cereals. Before Sanjar took over MSI and got us all booted. Days of consumption and culture. When we weren't... Look, you're making me melancholy. Is there something you wanted?
Where did they come up with the script for this? It's like Stephen King's The Stand. Laws, M-O-O-N. That spells laws.
I wonder sometimes what they're doing on other colonies.
Uh-huh.
Think they're watching the same series?
I just want to enjoy my beer.
The body's in the first apartment on the right. So much blood.
Damn. All of a sudden started getting tired. M-O-O-N. That spells tired. It is weird.
Someone else will clean this up, right?
Like a very weird Fallout game. It's a lot like Fallout to me too. Just not with as good of mods. Never played Borderlands.
Go take a walk, Captain. I'll find you once my head's on straight.
Do you hear that? It's the blessed sound of radio silence, which leads me to believe you have sweet, sweet news for me.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, indeed. I am back in business. But before we get down to it, might I ask how you handled the problem? In the end?
Does it matter? Job's done.
Is that so? I don't know how. The two are diametrically opposed and impossible to please. But it matters not how you fixed my problem, only that you did. I don't doubt that you are working with Phineas, but my contract specifies I relay any acquired information to the purchaser, and to the purchaser alone. However, to send the data, I will need your assistance in cycling the antenna's receiver, so I can input the needed adjustments. You make it sound so scandalous. Phineas has been in hiding for the past 35 years. He got in touch with Nyoka first, who I use as a physical go-between. The rest is history.
Now you hold on. I do not physically go between anyone but that of my choose. Oh, apologies. You meant, right. Yes, I braved the wilderness, so you don't have to.
Precisely. I really ought to give you a raise. It's simple, truly. I merely need you to waltz outside and throw the lever to cycle the power. I'll key in the numerical adjustments from in here. Terrific. I'll be here, waiting with bated breath. Give a shout if the panel electrocutes you.
That spider. That would be Tiffany's nightmare, is to have a big old spider following you around.
Testing 1, 2, check, check. Sweet stars. But that is a beautiful sound. Can you hear me? We are a go for broadcast. Oh, and I also dispatched Phineas his data. Impatient prick. Worse, I'm now indebted to him for it. Now I'll kindly thank you to get out of my tower. Look, I am well aware that at times I may have the tiniest iota of a prickly exterior, but I must admit I have grown rather fond of you. As Nyoka can attest, I do not form attachments with many. Do take care.
Why, he told us to leave without flinging insults at our persons. He really does like you, Captain.
Anyone else hear a high-pitched whining? Did I get tinnitus, or is that just Hiram?
Ooh, bummer.
Black holes! Did you see that? Looked like a UDL ship. Based on the gunnery attachments, I'd guess it's one of the board's blockade enforcers, but don't cite me on that. Oh well, a pity for the crew, but I can't see how it affects me. Hiram? Can you hear me? Did you see that? Architect saved me from swindlers and fools. Sanjar, what are you bloody doing on my channel? Did MSI or did MSI not cease broadcasting? Yes, but... Hiram, are you there? Ah, the good captain. The truth brings us together once more. Our salvation has come crashing through the stratosphere. We need only collect its weapons. Are you mad? That's a UDL gunship. You'd probably shoot your own toes off. Ah, I see you learned nothing while dealing with these buffoons. We could use the gunship's armaments to defend Stellar Bay, but we need its targeting module. Our message is so close to breaking free of this planet and spreading to the stars. Help us.
Do you like what you see? Do you hit that share and give the channel a follow?
I don't care a single whit what you do, so long as you leave me out of it. Which means, get off my void damn channel. I am more than finished with you lot.
Alright. I all of a sudden got super tired. I think I'm gonna go to bed, but Tiffy, Ari, I appreciate y'all joining. You guys are loyal supporters of me, and I appreciate that. You know, Ari, I'll see you tomorrow, and I'm sure I'll see you, Tiffany, at some point. You're gonna want to come over, right? You want me to pick you up in the morning, or what? Okay. Alright, y'all. I love you guys. Have a good night, okay? We'll talk soon.